It was a real shock when all of a sudden his hands were all over me. He started encroaching on my space. And I hesitate to use this expression, but I'm going to. And that is, he was like an octopus. It was like he had 6 arms. He was all over the place. And if he had stuck with the upper part of the body, I might not have gotten that upset. But it's when he started putting his hand up my skirt. And that was it. That was it. I was on an airplane coming back to New York, where my car was parked, and I was asked by the stewardess, would I like to come up and sit in first class?
Where were you flying from?
You know, 35 years ago, I believe it was Dallas. I believe it was Brand of Airlines. It was a 707, which is, of course, it's much smaller airplane than what's flying today. But I was asked, would I like to come up to first class? Well, Braniff had great food. Even in the coach section, they had great food. So, but I came up and I was seated in the first aisle seat in the first row.
Do you know why she picked you to come up?
I'm sorry?
Do you know why the flight attendant picked you to come up?
Well, I sort of made a judgment after the whole scene happened that the stewardess brought me up for entertainment value. That if I was entertaining Mr. Trump, then he was out of her hair. I'm making that assessment again.
And then the meal finished.
Then the meal finished, and the stewardess cleared away the dishes and everything else like that. And it was like suddenly he's like encroaching on my side of the seat. And his hands were everywhere.
Did he say anything?
No, and I didn't either.
You didn't say anything?
I didn't say anything.
You say his hands were everywhere. Can you be specific?
Well, he was grabbing my breasts and trying to turn me towards him and kissing me. And then after a bit, that's when his hands started going. I was wearing a skirt, and his hands started going towards my knee and up my skirt. And that's when I said, I don't need this. And I got up.
Is that literally what you said?
I don't know if I said it out loud or whether, but
that's what you were thinking.
I do remember thinking, the guy in the other seat, why doesn't he say something? I mean,
could other people see?
The guy in the seat across the aisle could see. And I kept thinking, well, maybe the stewardess is going to come and he'll stop, but she never came.
Do you know how long that went on for?
Not real long, no. No, I would say just about, what, 15 minutes? That's long enough.
That's a long time.
Yeah. It really amazed me that the Times called me back, almost instantaneously.
Were you worried to come forward? You said you were up all night.
Yeah, trying to think, how should I tell this? How should I frame the story? It wasn't really until I was reading the Monday morning newspaper, and I was thinking, oh, yes, I've emailed letters to the editor at the Times. I'm going to email them. But I was, thinking he so infuriated me that. Were
you worried about wading into this very contentious presidential election?
No, I really didn't, and I am amazed, absolutely amazed at the reaction.
How so?
Well, when it escalated, I thought, oh, the Times is going to rewrite my letter and publish it in the letters to the editor. And no, then they called me and did a phone interview. And then they asked if they could send somebody to interview me in person. And then they asked if they could do the video. And it's like, it was just escalating. And it was like, wow. I would like to think that sharing this story would make a difference both in the election and in society's view of women. to change some of the behavior, the sexual behavior between men and women in both directions. And I would like very much to feel like I've been a part of that.